Hello, my name is Dalton Parker, and this is my health-related monitoring session video for PFTR 1223. Today we will be administering the aerobic treadmill walking test. This test is also known as the Eveling treadmill test. This test was designed by Eveling and Associates in 1991 as a single-stage protocol designed for healthy adults between the ages of 20 and 59 years old. The Eveling test was designed to measure an individual's aerobic capacity and compare it to a standard. Today we will be administering this test on Rosemary Parker, my mom. Since we have already administered this test on her previously, she is aware of the protocols and we can treat this examination as more of a training session. Before we began the video, Rosemary was given the PAR-Q Plus questionnaire to screen her for safely participating in physical activity in which she did not indicate any reason for not being able to participate. Now, before we begin the training session, there are a few criteria, if met, result in the immediate termination of the test. The client reaches a ceiling heart rate of 85%, the client asks to stop, or the client shows physiological signs of stress. Rosemary is 50 years old with a resting blood pressure of 106/76. She is 158 centimeters tall and she weighs 65 kilograms. Her physical activity level would be classified as a beginner because she does not participate in any gym activity, but she does live on a farm, so she is pretty physically active. From this screening, we know that the safe screening level after determination of physical activity is 144/94 milligrams of mercury and a 99 beat per minute. From this we can perform a couple of calculations. Maximum heart rate is 220 minus age. So 220 minus Rosemary's age, which was 50, is 170. This means her maximum beats per minute is 170. So that means the 85% ceiling limit is 145 beats per minute. To keep an eye on this, Rosemary is wearing a heart rate wrist indicator, and we will also be using the treadmill heart rate monitor. We will also be conducting an RPE every minute. RPE is a rate of perceived exertion scale from 6 to 20 in difficulty. First, we will begin the warm-up. The warm-up is 4 minutes at or below 4 miles per hour at a grade of 0%. To warm up, Rosemary's heart rate should be 50 to 70% of her heart rate, which is 85 to 119 beats per minute. With this, we can start the test. So, we will click go. You will start at 1 mile an hour at an incline of 0. Once 1 minute is passed, we will increase it to 2 miles an hour. It says at 1 minute, Rosemary's heart rate is 72 beats per minute. RPE scale?
6.
We increase the treadmill to 2 miles an hour. At 2 minutes, Mom's heart rate is 74 beats per minute. We will increase to 3 miles an hour.
7.
Okay, perfect. At the 3rd minute, Mom's heart rate was 78 beats per minute. RPE scale?
7.
We are going to increase it by 0.5. After this, we're going to leave it at this speed for the entire workload. The workload is 5 minutes at 3.5 miles an hour at a grade of 5%. During the workout, we are going to keep an eye on Rosemary's heart rate so that it is between 40 to 60% of her HHR. The HHR is the heart rate reserve, which represents the cushion of heartbeats available for exercise. At the 4th minute, Mom's BPM is 77 beats per minute. So we're going to increase it to a 5% grade. For beginning athletes, the ACSM, the American College of Sport Medicine, has a fit guideline for cardiovascular benefits. And they say that in order to see improvement, that the intensity should be between 60 to 85% of the heart rate for 20 to 60 minutes. But since Rosemary is a beginner to physical activity, we're going to stick with her HRR between 40 to 60%. At the 5th minute, or first minute of the workout, Mom's BPM was, just wait for a second for it to catch up, 83 beats per minute.
9.
Perfect. Deep breaths. To calculate Rosemary's HRR, we take the maximum heart rate minus the resting heart rate times the percentage of HRR plus resting heart rate. So 40% of Mom's BPM was 108 beats per minute, and 60% was 129 beats per minute. Awesome. At the 6th minute, Mom's heart rate was, skip a second for it to load up here, .84 beats per minute. We're just going to keep our hands on the indicators because the wrist rate is extremely high and I do not think that is a valid measure. So we're just going to keep our hands on the heart rate monitor on the treadmill. At the 7th minute, Mom's heart rate was 103 beats per minute. RPE scale?
11.
Deep breaths. You're okay. You got it. At the 8th minute, Mom's BPM was 121. RPE scale?
12.
We're going to keep an eye on 121 because in the SSHR, it can only differ between 5 beats per minute in the last 2 minutes of physical activity. Ooh. We might have to extend another minute. Sorry! Not sorry. Oh, others watching treadmill say they're the same. In the 9th minute, Mom's BPM was 129. So we have to extend it by a minute because it is over the 5 beats per minute SSHR limit.
13.
In the 10th minute, Mom's BPM was 128 beats per minute. We are going to take the incline down to 0. We are going to reduce Mom's speed by 0.5 down to 3. Now Mom is moving into active recovery. Active recovery means that the grade of the treadmill is dropped back down to 0% and Rosemary can decrease the speed at her own comfort. Active recovery should take about 3 minutes and can be extended 2 minutes if needed. After active recovery, we will move into passive recovery. Passive recovery is the cessation of physical activity. Rosemary sits statically for 3 minutes, can be extended if needed, and we will also take blood pressure every minute. The 11th minute, Mom's BPM was 121, RPE scale.
I don't know. 12, 10, somewhere.
Let's go with 11. And we will also bringing the treadmill down to 2 miles an hour. In the 12th minute, Mom's BPM was 99. RPE scale.
9.
And we will decrease it to 1 mile an hour. Deep breath. In the 13th minute, Mom's BPM was 92. RPE scale.
6.
Perfect. We're going to stop her, and we are going to take a minute, and then we are going to go and test her blood pressure. In the first minute, Mom's blood pressure was 112/67, and her heart rate was 77 beats per minute. In the third minute, Mom's blood pressure was 104/70 with a BPM of 74. Now that we have finished the exercise, we can do some calculations. In the test, we tried to keep Rosemary in her HRR range. As we can see, Rosemary's 40% HRR is 108 beats per minute, and her 60% HRR is 129 beats per minute. In the results we see that Rosemary hit this range for 4 minutes of the exercise, or 25% of the total exercise was in HRR. We can calculate the VO2 max now. We calculated it in the last video, so there's no need to explain the calculation. It's just wrote down for you. We can see that Rosemary's VO2 max score is 39. That means her health benefits rating is very good.